to another interview with an ordinary person with an extraordinary goal. And today I'd like to introduce you to Damien Munro. I met Damien in 2003 in Port Macquarie, and I was really blown away with his level of excitement, his level of self-awareness, and just his real energy for life. And he's got a really big goal that he's going after, and I'd love to share with everybody what his goal is and how he's going along the journey. So the progression from him from having this idea and now moving forward towards that. So just a little bit about Damien. Damien was brought up in country Victoria in Australia, and he was introduced to metaphysics at a very early age, and he was really encouraged to connect with his spirituality, and this has led him to do quite a number of different things and do some different learnings along the way as well. And I'd like to welcome Damien to today's call. Hi, Damien.
Hi, Georgia. Hi, Georgia. Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. So, Damien, my first question for you today is tell us about your big goal and your big vision.
My big goal is about helping people to achieve the results that they're looking for, so that they can start moving towards the life that they desire. I think that it's very relevant in this day and age that we can all achieve the things that we want. It's just sometimes we get a little bit lost along the way on how we can become the people that we're dreaming of. My big goal is to help those people become who they're looking to be.
What a beautiful goal. So, Damien, how did this come about? What's the journey to lead you to having this goal?
For me, this happened from a young age, being able to explore, as you said, metaphysics and the way that the mind works from a very young age. It initially happened for me when my mother became very ill, was crippled with fibromyalgia and actually ended up in a wheelchair. For me, seeing her progress through those things in the way that she used her mind and diet and nutrition enabled me to be able to see that all things are possible, even miracles in this life, to be able to change ourselves and grow. And for me, this has become my life work. And I couldn't think of any other better way to spend life, helping people achieve what it is they're looking for.
Excellent. That sounds wonderful. And it's great to have such a fine example at home to help you with that goal as well. So how are you moving towards your goal now? Are there things that you're currently doing? And are there things like products or services that you actually have right now that can help people?
Absolutely, Georgia. There are things that I offer. The things that I offer are Feng Shui consultation. That's probably my biggest service that I have out there. And available on my website are also some products that people can purchase, such as some hypnotherapy CDs. They can download those, or they can get the physical version of them, which enable them to be able to practice. The other thing that's really important is workshops that I offer too, so that people can come, they can learn how to take advantage of what it is that other people are doing in order to be able to get where they want and achieving that bigger vision in life, no matter what it is that they want, whether they want the new car or whether they want higher income, whether they're looking to make that move out of a career that they've felt stuck in for such a long time. There are certain things that we can do, and I've found that using Feng Shui is one of those best things, because it's like as if the home is the extension of the mind, and what the mind sees, it begins to attract to it. So the great thing that I've noticed by using something as simple as moving a few things around your home and putting things in the correct placement, we allow that art of placement to take effect and change what it is that we're attracting into our lives. And that's the beauty of Feng Shui. It's so simple when we know how. It's just a matter of learning. So my website is the best resource to get access to that information and find out what services it is that I have to offer through there.
Thanks, Damien. Feng Shui sounds really exciting. So, especially with the understanding of how the mind works and the environment being what we call as our looking glass, so we can tell what's going on in our mind by our environment. So Feng Shui plays a really big part in that. One of the things that I've noticed when I've been interviewing people and just talking to people, and also a lot of really successful people as well, they all make mistakes and have failures along the way to achieving their goals. So if we look at Edison, he had 10,000 mistakes before he was able to illuminate the world with the light bulb that we're now using today. So what sort of mistakes have you made, and what have been some of the learnings from those mistakes?
I personally have had some massive, or what I would term as massive mistakes in my life. At a young age, I went into severe personal debt and was tens of thousands of dollars in that debt and didn't know how to get out of it. And by learning from our mistakes, they become our greatest strength. If we can learn to see those as a stepping stone on our pathway and learning how to build ourselves up out of those, we learn how to come to a place where we're much more suited or able to take that next step forward. And that's what I really love to do. I really love to help people see where it is that they're at and take them through to that next step on their evolutionary pathway, and know that things are possible, that we can get out of those darkest hours. I remember just how depressing it was and how scary it was to be in that place, not knowing what was going to be coming next or whether I was even going to have enough food to live for a couple of days. You know, it's a scary place. However, I kept reminding myself, if I can just breathe, that means I'm still alive. Finding those little things just to be grateful for is what was my biggest saviour in getting through that dark time. And there's no such thing as failure in life. It's only a learning or a stepping stone from that point in our place. Value those lessons that are there and see what it is that value has for you. You will accelerate your life forward so much more by just having gratitude for that seeming problem that is there.
Excellent, thank you. Great advice there. One of the things that I've noticed as well, another thing besides the failures and mistakes that people are able to pick themselves up from and continue on their journey towards their goal, is that a lot of people have goals that end up being a service to humanity. So there's some way that what they're doing and what they're aiming for creates a better place or a better planet. So talk to us about the services and the things that you offer and what you do in the relation to Feng Shui. If I was to have a Feng Shui consultation with you, how would I benefit?
Well, the first steps that we would look at, Georgia, is what is it that you want? Where do you want to go? And a lot of the times we find that, in fact, you don't have a clear idea of where it is that you're going. So first we need to define what that is. Look at, okay, I have this idea of what I want, but let's get really clear about it. And then we would take steps of having a look at how your living environment is contributing to that idea or the lack of it. Most of the time when I come to do a Feng Shui consultation, I will find there's little pockets of things that have built up, like there'll be a pile of bills that have built up in an area that's to do with wealth, and instantly you can see the reasons why they're not moving forward is because they've got so much stagnant energy, or what's called sha qi, blocking them from moving forward. We've got to clear out that old and get rid of the old remnants of things that are really holding you back, because what happens is we've got a thing in our mind called the reticular activating system, or the RAS as a short word for it. What happens with the RAS is it will see what's in our environment and start to replicate it. So if I told you about seeing a convertible car and you'll see it at a set of traffic lights within the next 2 days, your mind is automatically going to start looking for that convertible at a set of traffic lights within the next 2 days. Now, we can get more specific about it and say it'll be a pink convertible, it'll be a VW, and you'll see that within the next 2 days. Your mind starts to search for this, and by default, through the RAS, you will actually see that very thing that you're looking for. So we've got to clear what it is that you've built up over that time so that you can start bringing those things into life that you're really wanting to see. From there, we look at energizing specific areas that relate directly to your goal, and everyone has specific directions that will empower them and actually be so much more profound than just general basic Feng Shui. So I really take those into account. We really get into those areas and we start energizing them to propel them forward before we really start doing anything else. And then we use the mind visualization to get those things coming to them at lightning speed. I've seen people get results within as little as 90 seconds. A beautiful example is I was helping a beauty therapist to attract more clientele to her, and as soon as we had finished that conversation and we'd done a few activations just in her home, within a minute she had actually had a phone call from a client who wanted to book a course of treatments, not just one, but a whole course of treatments, and she wanted to pay for them up front. Now, this is somebody who hadn't had the phone ring for about 3 weeks. Is it a little bit of a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't believe that coincidences just happen out of the blue. You know, they're divinely guided. You know, coincidence just means two angles coinciding against each other, and that's a beautiful example of how fast you can get a result in your life.
Sounds amazing. It sounds really good. So it's making me think while you're talking about what sort of clutter have I got around the house and what do I want to put in front of me so that my mind starts searching for things. So let's say that I was low on cash, you know, some fake bills around the house might help. Or maybe if I was single and looking for an ideal partner, maybe a picture on the wall of a couple in love. So you've given me some ideas, even though I'm not single, but maybe our viewers are, and this might help them get clear on what they want. So thank you. My next question is around development, so personal development for yourself. What are you doing to continually learn and grow to make sure that you maintain those skills that you're using in your business and also for your personal development as well?
One of the most important things is learning and relearning. It's amazing how many times we'll learn something, but then all of a sudden we forget what we've learned. So my daily routine is getting up early. I like to get up early and get ahead of everybody else in the game. And I start the day off with some simple meditation, and then I move forward and do some affirmations and goal visioning. And what I mean by that is just seeing myself as already having those things accomplished. That enables me to start the day positively, ready to go, and already thinking about the opportunities and the possibilities that are out there. Once again, it comes down to that RAS that I was talking about before. What we're thinking about, we bring about. And when you work with somebody like myself who coaches you towards getting those things going in life and how to implement strategies, you'll get there so much faster. We can't do it on our own. So I personally myself have a coach, and I also attend mastermind groups where I'm with people who are of like mind. Birds of a feather flock together. And if you really want to start progressing yourself and getting yourself to moving towards your goals, start to get in with those groups. I run a weekly catch up online. I've got an email that I send out just once a month, and that can just be your connection to keeping you focused and keeping you in that goal space of where you'll start moving towards what it is that you're wanting to get.
Thanks, Damien. You actually answered a couple of questions there that I had coming up. So one of them was around what sort of daily routines do you have to help you on your success? So you've already told us what that is. And the other one was around what do you do for support? So is there anything else you do besides masterminding, besides having a coach, or your daily routines or anything like that that helps you develop your skills and propel you forward?
Is there anything else? Absolutely. So a lot of what I do is going back and looking at what is it that I've done and what needs to be changed. Because nothing in the universe is ever sitting still. If it's sitting still, it's stagnant and it's not moving forward. So going back to that principle of learn and relearn, assess and reassess is something else that I've got to add into that one as well, because time moves on, we move on, our goals change. Don't just sit there and think the same things that you've always thought. Go out and look for something new, explore that new reality of whatever it is that you're wanting to get, and really get a sense of, okay, I might have wanted that 6 months ago, but it's okay to change my goals. I can move the goalpost and I can change what it is. So assess and reassess is another big thing that's quite important too.
Excellent. Thank you. Self-reflection is really important. I'm glad to hear that that's something that you're doing on a regular basis as well. I have one final question for you, and this is for the people that are watching this. So we've got people that are watching this that no doubt have a dream, a fantasy, some sort of goal that they've put on the shelf because it's just that little bit scary and I don't know how to start it. What advice would you have for somebody who's in that situation based on your experience and what you've done from going from having that goal and taking whatever it was, whatever steps it was to realise that?
Put simply, chunk it down. Make it into small bite-sized pieces. You don't get to where you want to go by rushing in and trying to get everything all done at once. You just simply become overwhelmed, fall in a heap and give up. So whatever your big goal is that you've got, sure, look at the big end goal, but what are some small steps that I can take? And break it really down into simple pieces. You don't eat a cake, the whole cake at once. You'll eat it slice by slice. And that's probably the simplest thing that I can say. The other thing that's really important is don't be too hard on yourself. We've already spoken about it. We all have seeming failures, but don't give up on yourself. Say to yourself, I love you and I'm here to support you. It's okay, we will get through this. It might be a little bit scary, but let's just go for it anyway. Really, really simple, but very, very important. Be your biggest cheerleader. You will get there. It just may not happen as soon as you think. And that's okay. Like I said, you can move that goalpost. It's not set in stone, but keep working towards it. And it's okay to take some time off if that's what you need to do as well. Just don't be like a bull at the gate and rush straight into that end goal and think, right, it didn't happen, now I've just give up. Chunk it down, make it bite-sized, and eat the cake piece by piece.
Excellent. So chunk it down and don't give up.
Absolutely correct.
Thank you. So if our viewers today want to get hold of you or want to be able to find you, how do they do that? How do they get in contact with you, Damien?
It's so simple. Just jump online and go to www.damienmunro.com. On there you will see a little link that you can enter your email address in and you can get this year's annual Feng Shui report. That will help you start to move towards, like you said, finding that love that you're looking for the car or the career opportunity that you're wanting. It gives you the Feng Shui tips that help for this particular year that we're in right now. Align yourself with the energy of the year and all of a sudden things will start moving for you. Then, once you've done that, pop over to the little Feng Shui section, get in touch with me for an actual one-on-one consult and we can start catapulting you towards your goals straight away. So fast, so simple, and you know, it doesn't have to look like a tacky $2 shop in your home. So pop over to my website, www.damienmunro.com, or you can catch up with me and follow me on Facebook, which is just facebook.com/getyourlot, L-O-T, so get your lot, and follow me there. I pop little tips and hints and information up there for you as well, so that you're always staying on track.
Excellent. So there's a number of ways that people can connect with you, which is wonderful. And the report that you're offering, is this a free report?
Absolutely, of course it is. I believe in giving things away because in the giving, we always feel better. So the more we have to give, the better life becomes.
Thanks, Damien. Well, thank you so much for today. It's been an absolute pleasure connecting with you again. And everybody, if you haven't already, go to Damien's website or connect with him on Facebook and get a copy of that Feng Shui report to help you catapult yourself this year and in any future years towards your dreams and goals. Once again, Damien, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And for everybody else, hope to see you on our next interview as well. So thank you, Damien.
Thank you, Georgia. And remember, life loves you and so do I.
Thank you. What a wonderful way to finish off. So we'll see you later, everybody.